Armour here, and we're at Te Atatū South Park for the next 2 weeks for Wednesday Night League. Looking forward to getting some good, earthy Fox Premiership and Women's Auckland Rugby League action for you from this venue over the next 2 weeks. Tonight, we've got a round 8 match in the men's competition between Bay Roskill and Otahuhu. Two teams that are just struggling a little bit in the competition, a little bit. The Bay Roskill team have just won the one game back in round 2 against Glenora, and Otahuhu have won 3 but lost 4. And the Otahuhu team very similar in makeup to the team that made the semi-finals in 2022. Bay Roskill, they've been wrecked by injuries a little bit. Their captain, Justice Leopards, is out again tonight with a hamstring injury, which is a shame for them, but I'm sure we'll get a good gutsy effort from the Vikings. Here are the standings. Point Chev still unbeaten with 14 points, 7 wins from 7 games. Richmond right on their heels. Howick having a good season. Marist round out the top 4 at the moment. But you can see Otahuhu there in 6th place on 6 points. Their 3 wins. They need to keep winning to have any chance of pushing into the top 4 and maybe ousting Marist from that position at the moment. So that's what's at stake for the Leopards. But we'll look at this Bay Roskill team first of all. Yes, still a pretty decent side with 2 of the Leopards brothers playing tonight, Jarvis and Joel. But there has been a few injuries with their hooker Vogel out with an ankle fracture. Zion Tanielu is out for the season with injury as well, so they've lost them. And I touched on Justice as well not playing, and so they've had to call in a couple of players for their first games today. Johnny Weir, who's playing hooker, and Cody John Vogel, who's also got his first game of the season tonight. Here's the Leopards team. Geronimo Doyle there, the New South Wales Cup player for the Warriors this year, is at fullback. A lot of experience in Willie Stowers, and we have a lot of experience in the forward pack too. Ben Wharton Benedict, Connor Todua Purcell has been around a while. Jamal Hunt, of course, the co-captain with Todua Purcell, has been wearing that 13 jersey forever for Otahuhu. So a very solid looking team again for the Leopards in this game. Right, let's have a look at the coaches now. We're going to hear from Tusa Lafaeli, the Otahuhu coach, in a moment. But first, John O'Paul from the Vikings.
After a tough game in the weekend, what has been the focus and the communication leading into this game?
Yeah, I think we take every game week by week. The focus over the last few days has just been recovery. I think the boys have done a great job. We spent some time at the swimming pools, spent some time together, a bit of a video session, and that's how we're prepped so far, so not too bad. We just want the boys to come out and play, bit different, playing at night, but we're looking forward to it. Otahuhu, good friends of ours, so really excited to beat Tusa up, him and the boys, but now looking forward to a good tough game tonight.
And who have been the standouts this season for you?
Yeah, we've had a few standouts. Unfortunately, they're all injured now. But probably Josh Tanielu. He's been one of our best players this year. He's one of our centres. And I know a lot of the teams now have, really tightened up on Josh. And they don't give him any space anymore, but that's the way it goes. But Josh has been a real good asset for us so far.
Awesome win on the weekend. What was the key factors to that dominance?
Our key factor for us was just going back to our basics and just going to our strength, and that was down the middle. Not many errors from our last few weeks, but just sticking to the basics and working on our defence a lot.
And who do you reckon are the key matchups for this game?
For Bay Roskill, I think the whole team, Jerome, Ben and Jono, have been having the last few years with their unorthodox game plan that they have, and so you really can't put down to one person. Their whole team is dangerous and they can score at any time. So the word is from us is the whole team just got to stay clocked on.
Well, 2 teams ready to come on. Of course, doing those interviews is joining me in commentary tonight, Charlotte Scanlon, former Kiwi Ferns player. Nice to have you along, Charlotte.
It's good to be here as always.
Yeah, and it's not too bad weather-wise. I say that, well, I really shouldn't have said that. It's been terrible weather in Auckland today, hasn't it? Really brutal, heavy showers sweeping across the city, not warm at all. But I've got to say, Charlotte, we've both walked her out on the field before. It's pretty decent shape, isn't it, given the amount of rain that's fallen over the last couple of days?
Yeah, as you can see there, it was a little bit patchy through that middle field, but yeah, it's not too bad actually.
Yeah, there's Daniel Caddy, the referee. So, going to be a good game here with Leopards probably the favourite. They're coming off a win over Papakura last week. Good win for them because Papakura above them on the table, 30 points to 22. And Bay Roskill last week had their match against Point Share, 44-10. They lost that fixture. So, we'll see how the Vikings go here in this clash here. It's a shame they're not at full strength. It won't be at full strength for the rest of the season. But that's top-level sport, isn't it? You just got to deal with the injuries and move on. Now, Josh Tanielu, missing his brother today, is going to be kicking off here for the Vikings. And we're underway in Wednesday Night League, and thank you for joining us here on Sky Sport. Doubleheader coming up, of course, with a women's match at 8 o'clock, and it's going to be Stowers who's taken to ground, the experienced 5'8" for the Leopards in the first carry. Under the lights here at Te Atatū South Park on a beautiful sunny day. You get a beautiful panoramic view of West Auckland from this park. As we see the Leopards rumble it up towards the 30-metre line. As we saw Hunt taken down. Oh boy, going backwards, Johnny Weir. Some pretty vigorous running coming in from the Leopards. Here's Totoa Purcell. Nice little inside ball. And Fiao it is. He's taken right on the halfway line. Adams. And now with the kick is Makaile. These grubbers are going to be challenging for the players tonight, Charlotte, with these greasy conditions. Jarvis Leoseve on the ball here for the Vikings.
Yeah, you can see there that the ball just doesn't bounce naturally when the conditions are like this on the field. I was surprised they did kick down that left-hand side after just attacking down that right, but came up with a nice little play there.
So now the Vikings coming through. Mackenzie Carter. In fact, that's a Mataele who carried that ball, and now Carter, the big number 20, been used mostly on the interchange all season so far as the Vikings look to play a bit of football, but the Leopards defence had drifted beautifully. Good first off contact there by Wharton Benedict. And there goes the kick to end the set, and it's out on the full. Tough set that one for the Vikings, and the Leopards are going to have good field position to attack here.
Really good kick pressure coming in from the marker there, not really giving up, making sure that kick was under pressure and causing that error.
Tusa Lafaele looking on. So we see Otahuhu playing the ball. It's Jacob Paulo. And now here comes a big charging run into the 20 from Hunt. And Taufua at dummy half today for the Leopards. The Warriors SG ball player. Young player on the rise. Former Cantabrian down in the South Island. Here's Totoa Purcell. And now he's 10 metres out. Oh, these big lads, they're going to love it today as Taufua waits at dummy half. Good little ball to Stowers. And Paulo's got it. He's playing in the back row in this game. He's normally a front rower. There's the try line just behind is Hunt. Good solid contact coming forward there on Wharton Benedict. So the Vikings just hanging on here. Taufua to Adams. Adams has lost it. Oh, beautifully scooped up by Kauli Lupo, and the Vikings survive.
Just looking a little bit unorganised there from Otahuhu. Looking like they're just settling rather than actually running with purpose. It would be good to see both sides of the ball pushing up.
Yeah, we've got two Warriors SG ball players playing in this game, one in either team. Kauli Lupo, the other one, so good to see a couple of youngsters given their opportunity again today. Of course, Kauli Lupo has been in the 6 jersey pretty much all season for the Vikings. Getting good experience against players much older than him. Now here comes Mataele again. 6th game of the season for him, right on the halfway line. Tanielu gets the ball here, wearing the 13, but playing in the centres again, but taken nicely by Antonio Adams. Good tackle by the halfback. Sifa plays dummy half there, and there goes the kick from Kauli Lupo. It's got plenty of height on it. And nice challenging one there for the winger for Otahuhu Manuika. Saw him on fire in the semi-finals last year for the Leopards. Very experienced team, this Leopards team. They've played a lot of rugby league together over the years.
I really like the way that both teams are trying to play up-tempo, play nice and fast, really both fighting to get off that ground. And look at that good run.
Leopards have got two good back rowers playing today. Jacob Powell and, of course, Fial. Gumby Fial, very experienced player. Here's Totoa Purcell. Gordon Benedict was hit hard, but he's okay. Just wonder whether there was some head contact there initially. But he seems to be okay. Tafua. There goes Stowers' kick. Getting good distance on that one. Nicely gathered by Jarvis Leoseve. He's been pretty much a fullback all season. Youngest of the three brothers. Scored 3 tries this year too for the Vikings. Nice tackle from Tafua, the young hooker. There's a lot of people in the South Island. We're looking forward to seeing him playing tonight. He's come through the grades there. Also had some time in Australia as well, in Queensland, before coming back to New Zealand and forcing his way into the Warriors SG ball team. Nice shift of the ball there by Forlong. Defence has read it well for the Leopards. The Vikings get towards the end of their set. Carter taking just short of the halfway line. Good game, no stoppages so far. And there's the kick from Kauli Lupo. He's looking for a little bit of space, and that ended up being a very good kick from Kauli Lupo. And this is going to give the Vikings an opportunity now.
A bit of a let-off there. I thought the Otahuhu defensive line had really good speed, had line speed there. It was just the last kick. There was no real pressure there on the kicker, and managed to get a really nice kick away.
Well, they're going to have a chance to attack here, the Vikings. Kauli Lupo, the young 5'8", looking to get things sorted. Where? At dummy half. Halfback today is Kenneth Henry again. Ben Henry's younger brother. Where? Nice little shift to Kauli Lupo. And coming back is Siu now. Carlos Siu. They're down to the 10-metre line here, the Vikings. Absorbed that initial pressure. Now Weir's lost that backwards, so it's play on. And Adams, who's made some good tackles early in this game, makes another one there. Kauli Lupo to the line. Henry. Leoseve is in from fullback, but he's taken strongly by Jacob Paulo. Nixon Liasso at dummy half. Now Mackenzie Carter. Taken by Totoa Purcell. Vikings bench should be more excited than that. They're hot on attack here. There's Kauli Lupo. Can he measure this kick? Deflection. And it's been lost there. Wow, unfortunately there for the Vikings. Just couldn't quite get the deflection going their way there, Charlotte.
No, I probably would have weighted that a little bit more. As you can see, it kind of pulls up. Needed to go punch through that line, so it's easier to run onto. Good set.
Yeah, he needed to get it into the in goal, didn't he? So the Leopards, both teams doing a pretty decent job defensively in these first 9 minutes. Stowers. Good tackling there. Going nowhere was Kinyeke, the young winger. Now here's Tafua. He's a good prospect for the future as Makai Tafua really showed out at underage level. There's Hunt again. Now Hunt got to play. He's a ball-playing lock. He's got good hands. And now here's Wharton Benedict again. But you can see the Vikings' defence is really starting to get aggressive in their tackling. Moving to their task nicely. Stowers. And And it's a good kick. It might roll too far. It hasn't. It's actually... Oh, Leo Seve. Did it go over the dead ball line? It did. Must have only just gone over, Charlotte.
Yeah, that's hard. I don't know where the touchies were on that one.
Hope you're enjoying the coverage, folks. No score between the Vikings and the Leopards. As John O'Paul looks on, round 8 of the Fox Memorial Premiership. Here's Carly Lupo. He's only 17. Another bright prospect for the future. Adams in there making another tackle. Where? Using the short side attack now. It's a good driving run coming in from Joel Leoseve. Like that run from Carlos Siusu, in fact it was. Now the Vikings looking to spread. Now here's Joel Leoseve looking to squeeze between those two defenders, and there's a penalty. Referee Caddy says they were up inside a bit too fast there, the Otahuhu defence.
It has been a long passage of play between these two teams. Didn't quite see the offside line myself, but the ref would have been right there. Another opportunity for the Vikings right now. I think if they just run with a little bit more intent, it seems like they're holding back just a little bit, especially on their front door options.
Let's see what they can do here. Jolie Alseve. Corner post there. Where? At dummy half. Henry gives it back to Carter. Nothing flash from the Vikings. Doesn't need to be early in the set. With a line right there. Now they look to play some football as Kauli Lupo gives it to Tanielu. Can't free the arms for the offload though. Good defence by the Leopards. That's a little messy. So going back to pick it up and rescuing the situation. Was Forlong in the middle. He's playing on the wing, but there's a good kick from Henry, but beautifully read by Doyle. Geronimo Doyle. Very experienced player now. He's played 6 games of New South Wales Cup this season for the Warriors. Now here comes Manuika. He's hit hard by the Roskill defence. Nice direct running coming from the centre, Emiliano Mikaele. Tafua. Now Paolo. Ground in not bad conditions we touched on earlier. But there are patches where it is. Could cut up quite a bit. Total Purcell runs at Johnny Weir.
That's a smart prop right there, running at the smallest person in the middle.
Usually the big man wins, right? Here's Willie Stowers. Again, that kick is very good. Stowers has got a very good kicking game. Again, another player who's played New South Wales Cup for a couple of teams, actually. In there. Good chase on his kick there too, Charlotte.
Really good chase and a good tackle to finish.
The Vikings having a couple of chances inside the 20. A very good set by the Leopards, and look at this driving defence. Jarvis Leoseve not going anywhere there.
The line speed there wasn't that strong, but the finished product, the tackle, the leg drive from the defence, really pushed them back, creating that. There's no movement going forward here from the Vikings. They need to make sure that they keep punching through.
Well, there's the first handing error in the play. The ball has taken 14 minutes, and the Leopards, good chance for them now. They haven't been down this end for a little while, and there was some solid contact there. On right there.
Great under the ball tackle there.
Mataelia is the player who was spilling possession. So 20 metres out, full set. A chance for the Leopards to post the first points. Tafua almost caught in possession there for Stowers. Now Geronimo Doyle. Doyle again, he's elusive. Good to see him back playing, actually. Didn't feature for the Leopards last year. Oh, a little dart down the Short side coming in from Whainga. Very close to the line. He must only be half a metre short there. Stowers back to Paulo. One of those Vikings players raced out of the line and he was too quick, says referee Caddy. So here comes Wharton Benedict again. These very experienced players played well over 50 games now for the Leopards. Here's a short ball back to Otahuhu Purcell, who's over the line. He's short though. No, he's not scored the try. So the Leopards continue to beaver away as Adams. Now to Fiao. Oh, this is better. Here's a chance in the left wing corner. It's gone forward. So the Vikings have survived there, Charlotte. Well, well.
Yeah, just I think a bit of an early celebration there where that backplane rushed in to congratulate, but actually hadn't gone over. Had to try and realign, was a little bit late on that.
Pass there coming forward there off Emiliano Mikaele.
Great shift defence there from the Vikings as well, putting pressure on that pass.
Well, they've hung on again. The defences for both teams have been pretty solid so far. Tackling's been very good from both sides. So we're at dummy half. Coming in from Fia. Former point chef Hungary East player back at the Leopards for the second season. There he is. He's a very robust back rower. Nice tackle from Wharton Benedict for the Leopards. There goes the kick from Zephaniah Kauli-Lupo. It's gone into touch. Kauli-Lupo's kicking game has got them out of trouble a couple of times so far.
It has. I don't think that kick would have had as much distance as he probably would have liked. Only getting just past the 50 there. Very good defence to be able to keep them out there.
Stowers with his hands on the ball. Only missed the one game back in round 2, but he's a real leader in this Otahuhu team.
Some cute, proud supporters there of the Vikings.
Yeah, well, the last game we did with the Vikings up at North Isle, there was a good group of Viking supporters that came up. So
we love to see that.
Not so far for them to come today, Charlotte.
No, definitely not. Good little Warriors beanie sitting there as well.
Yeah, good community feel to Auckland Rugby League, of course. Hopefully all those fans got tickets to the Warriors game on Friday night, of course, which is sold out.
It is, and sold out early.
Tafua waits at dummy half. Jamal Hunt playing the ball again. Now Wharton Benedict. Good acceleration into the line, but the Vikings defence drive it back. Good stuff. There's excellent work. That's good commitment. That's what John O'Paul will need to see all game. Otahuhu Purcell. Again, looking for that offload. Tafua. And now Paulo gets those big legs pumping. That was a good charge, but again, the defence drives him back, and it's going to be a slow play the ball for the Leopards, giving the Vikings time to get their defence sorted. Hunt again. Good run from Hunt that time. Tafua back to Adams. There's the kick from Antonio Adams. And Leo Seves got it. In fact, it's going to be a line drop out. It's taken dead there by Mark Sifa. A bit dark in the corner there, isn't it, Charlotte? We've got our infrared goggles out, eh? But that was a better set from the Leopards. It's been ruled a 20-metre restart. Interesting. So here's Tanielu.
I think both teams at the moment are running up a little bit upright, not playing fast, and actually getting driven back. As you can see there, both teams are chucking numbers into the tackle, just playing with a bit of speed, going in low, bumpers up, playing fast off the ground. I think might get a bit more momentum.
Speed has been the best from either team so far. Well, the appeals for a bad play the ball there, but play on's the call. Yassel plays the ball. Tackling again by Mikaele that time for the Leopards. As we saw Carly Lupo, he's shown us a bit more promise in this game perhaps than a few others. I tell you what, that's some good stuff there from Tanielu. It's going to be Leopards ball though. Kingeke jumping on it for Otahuhu.
I think a bit of impatience there was crept in. It's still 0-0. I think the grind's still there. Still just keep playing into those corners.
Here is Kingeke off his wing.
Missing a jersey out there.
Exactly, just playing the one game so far. Back in the very first game of the season, getting another opportunity. Geronimo Doyle, that's beautiful from Doyle. Check that out. Oh, yes. Fantastic try from Geronimo Doyle as two Vikings players tackled each other there.
Oh, that looked rough.
But Geronimo Doyle, well, that looked rough, but that run was far from rough. Great stuff from Geronimo Doyle. Over he goes to score a terrific try. And that was just individual brilliance.
It was, but it also came off that bad decision-making with that short little kick. If the Vikings had just pinned them down, he would have had a lot longer to run through. But starting the set on the 50, too easy.
Well, Doyle, Counties player for some years back, and back in the New South Wales Cup team for the Warriors. He's had 6 appearances, 4 games at fullback, 1 at halfback as well, which is, wouldn't have picked Geronimo Doyle to be a halfback. But that was a terrific solo try. Now here's Willie Stowers. Simple conversion for him. And it's 6 points to 0 to the Leopards. Stowers has been in good goal-kicking form. A couple of goals last week. Chipping away over the last few days. In fact, going back through the last few weeks, other than their win over Papakura last week, Tahu have been struggling to score points. 10, 12, 6, 12, 0, 6. And it was only when they beat Mount Albert by 32-6 back in round 1 where they really got the points humming. Well, that was a great try from Doyle. Showed us how elusive, how good runner he can be. Now Jamal Hunt bringing it back with interest as he always does. The Leopards over the 20. That's 2 good runs to start the set. Tafua waits at dummy half. Oh, and it's Akuya who's just going after back here. He's come off the interchange. Akuya is another really good back rower for the Leopards. Totoa Purcell. Now Fial. Now they're starting to get some good metres forward now, the Leopards, aren't they? Yeah, and their ruck speed is improving too. Here's Doyle again, look out. Doyle. Almost obstruction there from Kuya, but the referee's happy. Let's play to continue. Tafua. That's good play from Stowers, but it's gone into touch. But even though that didn't come off, Charlotte, I like the short side attack. It was a good call.
Yeah, I like that whole set in general. I thought the speed of the ruck was really good. I thought the way they pushed up on the ball, it wasn't like they were waiting for the next play. They all just pushed up, ready to play fast, ready to play flat.
Well, the Vikings now back in there. Being driven back again.
They seem like after that try that they've got a bit more excitement into their game, their line speed. It'll be interesting to see if this game starts to open up from now.
It's starting to look good as the Vikings try and find some holes in this Leopards defence, which has been solid so far. Ware waits at dummy half again. Henry Switches it back to Carter. He's tackled on the 20. Here's Sevitt looking for some holes. Not finding any. Well wrapped up that time. Wharton Benedict out there making another tackle along with Leafy, who's out there now, the interchange player. Back to Doyle it goes, and now Kinyeke. Good chase coming from Kauli Lupo, who's been very good so far in the game. The youngster, he's looking a lot more assured in that 6 jersey tonight for the Vikings than last game we saw him on Wednesday Night League. Don't forget, at 8 o'clock tonight, we've got that second game, and it's a women's match between Manurewa and Tani Faro. As Doyle skips away from dummy half. Now it is Fainga again. Second year at the Leopards. Doyle goes into dummy half. And now Fa'afili over the halfway line for the Leopards. Try scored by Geronimo Doyle. Adams switching it back on the inside. That's good play from Adams. That's Leafy. Another player with experience in this Leopards team from Australia. Tafua runs nicely. Hunt, good hands from the Leopards. Stowers goes back. Out it comes to Fainga. There's an interesting kick. Good chase here from the Leopards. Oh, yes. That could be a brilliant try for Tafua. No. It's not a try. Daniel Caddy was right there, the referee.
Looked like his foot may have touched the line there.
Oh, yes. Well spotted by Daniel Caddy. Unfortunate there. The Leopards within a whisker. Another brilliant try.
I think in good conditions, if the field was nice, they would have got that.
Yeah. Wharton Benedict's penalised by Daniel Caddy. Well, the Vikings have struggled to get some good ruck speed, Charlotte, but you know, you're giving them 100, giving them 10 out of 10 for effort so far.
Yeah, they're not lacking in effort, just lacking in a little bit of structure, a little bit of push, a bit of understanding about where they are on the field, to want to play a bit faster, like we've been talking about. They're quite mobile, just making sure that they go bumpers, down and up, play fast, try and get these big boys from Otahuhu moving around, turning around, moving sideways.
Joel Leo7 off the pass from Nixon Liasso. Staying open again, Forlong wearing the 5 jersey, but playing in the halves. He's a backup hooker as well. Sisu's going nowhere there. Easy pickings there for the Otahuhu defence. Where? Good little scoop up from dummy half. Kauli Lupo. There's a gap on the inside there for Jarvis Leo7. That was good play. And now here comes Oggy, who's off the bench now. Ware's got the pass from Oggy. Forlong out to Henry. Oh, just getting in the road there was Tutaki, and that was really unfortunate because it was one of the few times in the game where we have seen some good ruck speed by the Vikings. Something could have really opened up there for them.
Yeah, that set definitely was played at a better speed. I just think that when they were making those little half breaks, they didn't really have the support pulling the defence off them. There were a couple of times there were actually holes just on the outside of where the tackle was getting made. If they had just the push support, a bit of comms, might have been able to get those pass away and actually utilise those spaces.
Fainga. Doyle at dummy half. Vikings defence. Key for them with 12 minutes to play in this first half. Just the one try in it. A little forward pass perhaps there. Not seen as Tafua. The thing I've enjoyed so far is these two SG ball players the Warriors have that are playing this game. Both have shown out nicely, haven't they, Charlotte?
They really have, and just playing in a competition like with the SG boys, being able to get that coaching, get that time, get pretty much a whole season under their belt before coming and playing in this men's grade.
Here's Adams with the kick. Again, it finds the turf. Going back to field it is Mark Sifa. And that was a good set by Otahuhu with Bay Roskill starting it pretty much from their own goal line here. Jarvis Leoseve, yes, forced to offload it. He was backtracking big time. Tutaki it is, playing that ball. Fourth game of the season for him. Joel Leoseve, he's played all 10 games. Oh dear, hopefully he's okay. Looks to be all right. Has he hurt his arm, broken his arm? Bumped his arm, oh dear. He touched on those injuries.
Might have just been a little bit of a hyperextension, maybe.
Yeah. He's shown no signs of coming off, eh?
No.
So he's all right. Let's play underway again. He's dropped the ball there. There's been spilled the ball, and it's play on. And Mikhaili's got it, or it's Fainga, in fact. Phil Fainga down almost at the 10-metre line again. Big mistake there. Well, the Leopards would love one more try before half-time. Stowers. Now it comes to Kuia. Stingrays player from a couple of years ago. Tafua back on the inside comes Leify. Oh, he's a hard man to handle. The interchange prop. But the Vikings have got him. Much to the pleasure of the crowd as well. Hunt. He's going to have a crack here, Hunt. Got his first try of the season last week against Papakura. Tafua. Stowers. Short ball to Gumby Fiao. Not going to cross over the line, but he's close. Tafua. Oh, a little fumble at the play the ball.
Great defensive effort there from Roskill. Just a real intent to wrap that ball up, to get them to the ground, to slow it down. 10 out of 10 effort.
Great commitment.
I think Otahuhu will be a bit disappointed. I thought on their plays they kind of looked a little bit one-off. If they can just get those numbers pushing up.
So here come the Vikings again. Where? No errors will be the order of the day here from Coach John O'Paul. Got to get to their kick. It's that real boggy part of the field there where we saw the spill ball last time. Kali Lupo back on the inside to Siu Siu. To go back. It's full long. Again, Tutaki hit hard. He was thumped that time, but he's okay. He's a tough lad. Here he comes. Looking for some space. Out on that side again is Leoseve. Joel Leoseve. No space for him that time. In fact, that was Liasso with that play. They did get to their kick. It was a little messy. Now, was there a late shot there? In fact, it's gone into touch. It was a late shot. Referee's going to give the Vikings a penalty. Not much in it here, Charlotte. Let's see on the replay. Well, Henry was the player kicking the ball. Now the Vikings probably a 50-50 call going their way there.
Yeah, when it comes to a kicker, though, you've got to make sure that you're not putting too much pressure. That's such a high-risk area when it comes to injuries, making sure that our players stay safe.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, actually. The NRL have been mentioning that in their Monday kind of wrap-ups with Graham Annesley a fair bit through the season. Now here's Forlong, back to Tutaki. Oh, ran right into the shoulder there of one of the Otahuhu players. Tutaki's having a tough time out there, but he's bouncing up okay. Kali Lupo out to Tanielu. Plenty of blue jumpers in front of Josh Tanielu. He's offloaded it. UCU looking for some space. Ducky. This is better hands from Henry. And out it comes on this left wing side to Jerome Vogel, who's not had too many touches in the game so far.
I think the Vikings there just caught a little bit flat, not being able to actually run onto the space.
It's better from Jarvis Leoseve. Great offload. Tanielu's got it, but Doyle's got him wrapped up. Again, some driving defence. Kauli Lupo. Oh, he's got a bit of space there. The 5'8", but gap shut pretty quick, didn't it? 4 long at dummy half. There's Shanice Henry's kick. Didn't get the depth on it. Still the last tackle. And now, how's that going to be ruled? I wonder if it came a forward off a Leopards player just there right at the end. I think the referee's going to rule it a handover. His kick out. He would have liked that a bit deeper too, Charlotte, right?
Yeah, I
Get
think
her
the
on
kick,
the line, right? Yeah.
just to be able to run onto that ball.
Yeah, such a small margin for error with those kicks. But boy, they can be really, really threatening if they're put in the right spot. Ngeke, victim of some pretty robust defence again.
I'd like to actually see when they're in the good ball to see if they can actually get in and around those middles, just behind those middles. I feel that the Vikings middles are a bit more mobile to be able to just see if they can get the jump on them and kick in behind them to see if they can kind of get the ball back.
Sloppy pass that time from the Leopards, so Walton Benedict's going nowhere. Henry in there making a good tackle.
Good tackle technique there. Making sure he gets on his back, slowing that player the ball down.
Tafua at dummy half. Stowers with a relieving kick. He's getting good distance on his kicks, isn't he? And Stowers going back as Jerome Vogel. Scored 4 tries this season for the Leopards. Looking for some gaps up the middle that time.
Not a bad return there. Getting right into the middle of the field, creating options left and right.
Looks like he's got some gas, eh? Here's Jarvis. Now Sevet. 4 minutes to go until half-time. Just the one try in the game so far. Brilliant individual effort from Geronimo Doyle for the Leopards.
Yeah, this is the time during the games where you just don't know. A lot of teams let tries in here. So making sure that you just hold out, you play smart, kick to the corners.
Lupo inside the 40. He's not going to get the angle on it for a 40-20. He's got it away from Doyle a little bit here. Doyle's tackled about 25 metres out from his own line. Ngeke off his wing again. Tafua at dummy half. It's been a tight first half. Just a very little between these two teams. Just that one moment of brilliance there from Geronimo Doyle. Stowers, good pass. This is looking good for Fainga here. Oh, great ankle tap tackle there. Coming in from Nitson Liasso. That could have been a try saver right there. Now Stowers for the Leopards have still got a good boil on here. Oh, it's messy. I think that's gone forward. And there might have been some offside play there, so it's going to be more possession here for the Leopards. There's Stowers' kick. It was all pretty shabby, really, wasn't it? Anyway, let's play on with the try line right there. Important the Vikings hold on here, Charlotte.
I really hope they do. They're going to have to get their line up with these big boys running through, though.
Leafy it is. Tackle's completed, so he's going to have to go back. New hooker is on for the Leopards. Madison DeQ wearing number 9. In fact, he and Tafua, both dummy halves, are out there together. Here's Wharton Benedict, taken just short of the line. Tafua, that's Stowers. Here's Doyle again. And Whainga is over to score the try. Fio Whainga. Second try for the Leopards. Again, some beautiful shape there from Stowers and Doyle setting up the centre.
Yeah, just really pulling in the Vikings centre, giving a nice ball, not trying to be too fancy, not trying to do a skip pass or anything like that, just playing nice and direct in these kind of conditions, good one-on-one, that close to the line, you're not going to stop him.
Yeah, Fio Whainga going over. He's had experience playing in Ipswich over in Queensland. He's played all 10 games to this point this season for the Leopards. Some games on the wing. Whainga goes over to score. Let's see. He tries 3, 5. It's the 6th try of the season. A good try scored by the Leopards just before half-time, as you were touching on, right?
Mm-hmm. You could see there, because of the repeated set, the Vikings were just running a bit low. They didn't get off their line defensively. They kind of only got up 3 metres, and it's so hard to stop a lot of moving bodies when you're that close to the line. You need to make sure you get up. You need to make sure that you put in the effort to try and get to that 10 metre.
So Stowers can't convert the try. Score remains 10-0. Tries to Whainga and to Geronimo Doyle.
When you're playing in these kind of conditions, it can make your legs feel really, really heavy, so it'll be interesting to see how they pull up in the second half.
So the second half won't get underway. The restart won't happen. Tough first half there for the Vikings, but tough for the Leopards too. With only 2 tries scored in the first half. Still game on here, with the Leopards leading at half-time here in this Fox Memorial clash. It's 10 points to 0.
Welcome to Datum Projects, where we make your interior fit outs easy. From start to finish, we bring a wealth of experience to every project, and we love what we do, so please come and meet the team.
Hi, we're the project management team. Our responsibility is to ensure a smooth running project from start to finish. By having a clear understanding of our clients' expectations, we aim to do this by delivering a stress-free, quality fit-out on time.
I'm Singh. I'm a quantity surveyor. My role is to understand your needs and tailor my pricing to suit your budget.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm one of the detailers here at Datum Projects. My role is to take the client's architectural drawings and convert them into shop drawings for our factory.
Hi, my name's T. I'm the Health and Safety Manager for Datum Projects, and one of our core principles here is work safe to get you home safe.
Half-time here at Te Atatū South Park for Wednesday Night League. Hope you're enjoying the coverage with the Leopards leading the Vikings in this round 8 Fox Memorial clash for 2023 by 10 points to 0. 2 tries to 0 in the first half. And let's have a look at these tries. Charlotte Scanlon, former Kiwi Fern. And this one, I love this try. One of the best individual tries, I reckon, this season just about, by Geronimo Doyle. Brilliant stuff.
Beautiful footwork there. He made it look nice and easy, and considering the conditions out there, just was gliding along that ground. Great try.
Yeah, look, he ran from dummy half, stepped around McCarter, and then this one here. Watch these two players collide there. Oh, dear.
Oof.
And they're completely bamboozled by Geronimo Doyle. That try converted by Willie Stow, 6 points to 0. And then just before halftime, Stow was involved and Doyle involved again. 2 key players setting up Theo Fainga on that right edge. So over he went for his 6th try. Good league IQ there from Stowers and Doyle, right?
Yeah, and just playing really deep into the line, making the defence make a read. Once that read has been made, then they make their decision off the back of that.
So 10 points to 0 at half-time. Let's have a look at the stats. Vikings actually have more possession. Completion rate's pretty good for both teams, actually, Charlotte, right?
Yeah, it's just the line breaks that you can see there that have been the game changers within this game. I think Vikings, just their 5th tackle options close to the line when they're in good ball, just really capitalising on where they are and playing smart, trying to create a repeat set.
Indeed. And don't forget, folks, that another doubleheader coming up tonight will be on Sky Sports Select for the second game, and that's going to be between Manurewa and Taniwharo in the Women's Premiership. And Taniwharo still looking for their first win. Manurewa looking for their second win. Second time these two teams have met this season. You're going to need a channel change for this one, though, folks. That one's kicking off at 8 on Sky Sports Select. Now, based on Auckland's North Shore, Northcote Tigers is a proud club with strong family ties. The generational involvement at the club creates a tightly connected community and support network, allowing the club to continue to thrive year after year.
Something that our club's been run off as families all the way through. Family ties that we have at this committee, and we're still sort of going through, and we're probably waiting for the 6th and 7th generation to come through. I started here in 2011, where I coached the 13s and took them up to under 15s. I came back in 2017 and finished playing in 2021. So my son Aiden and my daughter Lily, they also play for this club. They are 4 generations deep on both sides, which is the Cook whānau and the Phillips whānau. That's just sort of something that our club's been run off as families all the way through. Strong family ties that we have at this committee, and we're still sort of going through, and we're probably waiting for the 6th and 7th generation to come through.
Hi, my name's Bobby Rudolph. I'm a past chairman of the club. I first got involved actively at Tigers probably in the 1980s when my son started as a schoolboy. Now I'm a grandmother just watching on the sidelines. It's great to see the current committee with so many of our families with a lot of long history with the club, their sons and daughters currently being involved in our committees.
Kia ora, my name's David Barner. I've been at this club for 25 years. My father played here, my grandfather and all my uncles played here, and now I've got lots of nieces and nephews coming up through the ranks. So this club's like a whānau, and yeah, proud to be part of it.
Hi, my name's Keanu Kinney. I'm just here at my junior club, Northcote Tigers. Come over here for a couple of days. I presented my jersey to the club, which is really cool to see all the kids down here. Hopefully can see them one day and grow up, play for the NRL one day, or even the Titans. My journey started here when I was 4 years old. My mum and dad were the coach and manager. I love this club. There's so many good people at this club. They've all helped me along my journey. They've done a lot for me. I love being here in my old club, Northcote Tigers.
Kia ora, my name's Houston Holloway. I'm the captain of the Northcote Tigers. This is the club I've been at since I was 5 years old. This is a very family-orientated club. All my best mates' parents have all played for the club. We're sort of keeping the tradition going, and hopefully our kids and their kids can come through and do the same thing.
Yeah, great club, the Northcote Tigers on Auckland's North Shore, but we'll see them hopefully in a future fixture. Fox Premiership Round 8 action tonight from Te Atatū South Park. Bay Roskill Vikings trailing by 10 points to 0 against the Otahuhu Leopards. Remember, the Leopards currently 3 wins and 4 losses. Vikings 1 win and 6 losses. Been a tough run for Bay Roskill. They've lost their last 5 games. And the Leopards, after a strong start to the season where they won all of their qualifiers and their first round fixture against Mount Albert in their round 3 clash against Marist, they've hit the skids a little bit, losing 3 of their last 4 games. But they bounced back a little bit last week with a good win over Papakura. And last year's semi-finalist. They lost to Glenora in that semi-final last year. Are looking good again, hopefully, if they can keep on winning. But with Howick and Marist and Richmond going well this season, particularly Richmond and Marist, good to see them lifting their performances from last year. Howick have been there or thereabouts for a few years now, but it's a good little competition if Otahuhu can perhaps keep winning, Charlotte. Start putting a bit of pressure on the likes of Marist for their 4th spot. We could be in for a grandstand finish. Yeah, the regular season, yeah. The competition has been really good this year. You don't quite know who's going to come out on top when all these teams are meeting. It'll be good to see that's the bottom 4 kind of pushing the top 4. Absolutely. And Point Chev, let's see if they can go through another year unbeaten. So far, they've won all 7 of their matches. Well, 10, in fact, of course, counting the qualifiers. So Geronimo Tor getting set for the second half here. As the rain starts to fall. First big shower, and straight away we've got some players here to the kicker. Not how you want to start the second half, but the crowd seems to love that call. Well, they were all creeping up on the line there. There wasn't too many on that side. Maybe it was someone on the far side closest to the camera here. But anyway, it's going to be very good field position here for the Vikings to start the second half. It might have been that second row there. Yeah, it was in fact. So Leafy, the prop, might have been over the line. So anyway, the Vikings, boy, would they love a try to start the second half. Let's see if they can deliver one. Now Jared Liasso, cousin of Nixon, is out there wearing 16. Now, here's Joel Leo Seve. So he's tackled on the 20. Henry waits at dummy half. And now it's Tutaki. Well looked after by Tafua again. Henry again. Kauli Lupo looking to free up Carlos Siusiu again. The rain really starts to get heavier. Yeah, and you can really feel the temperature drop out there. Yes, indeed. Now, Tutaki driving for the line. He's very close. What was the last play, though? And it's a handover. Hard luck there for the young prop. I wouldn't be mad at that play. He gave it a good shot. Now it's just backing up that defence, really trying to capture them in that corner. Well, he's in there making a tackle. Some good initial contact again by the Vikings. Get that penalty, Kingeki, but he wasn't getting one. And here comes Leafy again. Ruck speed is good that time for the Leopards. Kylie up towards the halfway line, or the 40-metre line rather. Oh, a little error. A little error coming that time from Teku, it was in fact. Madison Teku. Was there a little loose play, a little hand in there? No. So another chance here. So 2 little errors by the Leopards to start the second half, Charlotte. I think just not quite adjusting to the fact that it started raining. The ball would have been a bit slippery to start off with, but this will be just adding to that pressure. Joel Seve.
When you're ready, Joel.
Defeat the scrum. Kali Lupo. In fact, it was Nixon Yasso. He was going nowhere fast against this very good Leopards defence. Here's Jared Liasso. Tackled strongly by Leahy. Leo Seve back to Tutaki again. Nice hands. This is better from the Vikings. Forlong with a big cutout pass. And Jerome Vogel's got it. Vikings fans here at Te Atatu South Park starting to get a little bit more excited as they get inside to 20. Well, that field is cutting up nicely for the women's game later, Charlotte. You'd love it if you were playing. Kali Lupo. Great hands from him. Good hands as well coming forward from Josh Tanielu. Just couldn't quite link up with his winger. And it's going to come... The Vikings will come up short again.
I would have loved to have seen him actually just draw him
Now Wharton Benedict. Of course, the Warriors have got 5 teams next year, with 2 more teams coming in 2024.
Really pushing for those pathways to try and grow rugby league here in New Zealand.
Look at Leafy, power! Well, you know what they say, thick thighs score tries. And there is Leafy going over to demonstrate and exemplify that. It's 14-0. What a beast of a man he is.
And really smart play there from Otahuhu, going off the back of Doyle. Awesome run down that sideline to then bring it back to the middle where those forwards have had to turn around and chase back to then have to then front back up, not getting that line speed up, catching those markers, slipping a little bit there, and just, good.
That is just giving me a headache looking at that from a Vikings perspective. That was a very good try from Leafy. Young prop, he was actually at the Central Queensland Colts team in 2020, so that must make him around 23. Stowers got a simple conversion attempt here for him, and 16-0 now, looking okay now for the Leopards. But they've had to earn these 16 points, to really earn them, Charlotte. It's not been easy.
No, it hasn't been. And the Vikings have really put up a tough fight, staying in it, just those moments, defensive lapses, but also those players like Doyle coming through from Otahuhu, really laying a platform for them to go forward to play off the back of that.
Stowers is a very experienced player. He's just controlling things nicely. Doyle, really the value of having experienced players in your back line from an organisational point of view too. Very important.
Very important in those yardage sets to be able to get out and just to fuse the pressure and let the forwards have that moment to breathe, regather and go again.
Well, what a wonderful kickoff there from the Vikings. Those 2 players, we just talked them up. I think one of them was Doyle, who was ball watching there, sailing over the dead ball line for a line dropout.
Make sure all on side here, no penalties, boys.
Probably thinking about his next run.
Exactly. Well, there's the restart, and Henry, field's starting to cut up now badly in that 20-metre, 30-metre zone of that part of the field now. Going to be nice and muddy for the women's game coming up, isn't it? Here's Carter.
It is going to be really muddy, and the girls are going to have to just readjust a little bit how they play, especially through that middle third of the field. As you can see, it's the most cut up. So not trying to be too fancy with their footwork, otherwise they're just going to be slipping over everywhere.
Well, this is good grassroots sport in New Zealand, isn't it? Kauli Lupo, change of tactics with a little kick. And he scored it, has he? Oh, no, he's just got there too late. It's going to be a 20-metre restart for the Leopards. Hard luck there.
How good would they have been on the highlights reel?
Well, there can't have been much in it.
No, not at all.
Not even a metre. That was like the length of a ruler.
Good change of tactics, and I think that's something that could work, just waiting that kick a little bit.
He's trying a few things. I like that. And he's only 17, and it's good to see a youngster giving it a crack like that.
Yeah, playing with confidence and just being able to see and figure it out for himself.
The Leopards have been coming off their line pretty well in this game. It's Doyle, first receiver that time. Wharton Benedict, he knows what to do. Very experienced player. Good run from the front rower. Tafua runs from dummy half. There's a gap there. Makai Tafua passes to Doyle. Another try coming up here. Excellent work there from Tafua. Well finished off for Doyle, who's got his 2nd try.
Yeah, just catching those markers, napping a little bit there. Really good eyes up footy. About to link as well with his fullback Doyle. As you can see, spots the prop just a little bit tired. A nice in and out to go on the outside of that A defender. Great draw and pass.
Yeah, finished off by Doyle. Good work from Tafua. Young hooker on form right there. 20 points to 0. Second try of the second half for the Leopards, who are looking in a good position now to post their 4th win of the season.
As the game is going on, you can see that the legs are getting a little bit heavy for those middle forwards for the Vikings, just tightening up a little bit around those A defenders, staying nice and square, not trying to overread it. Mark is having to work. I think they'll be able to solve some problems there, but they're going to have to work. It's not going to come easy.
Yeah, well said. Now here's Stowers. 2 from 3 so far. 2 he's got over, been right in front. He's hooked that one badly. Back to the training paddock for Stowers. As the score remains 20-0, but excellent awareness there from Tafua. And that's where the good hookers really flourish, don't they, Charlotte? They know exactly when to go, and they can see the opportunity.
Yeah, and really well balanced there. As you can see, he kind of got knocked off a little bit. Someone who's not quite physically capable would have fallen over, but really well balanced, being able to then just jump back up. Where you go.
There's Geronimo Doyle. Second try from him. Every touch he's had has been excellent.
Checking that dead ball line, making sure he's ready this time.
Well, that's dead right. He's got that one. There's Geronimo Doyle, and now Wharton Benedict with the first carry. He'll enjoy running on that drier, more solid footing on this side of the field. Comes these good second rows that Leopards have had. Fial, Kuya, of course, and now has Leify. He hit the line nice and strong there, didn't he? Pretty decent off the bench. Tafua, good roll on here as Fial's got it. He's well looked after there. Good tackle on Gumby Fial by Sifa, and he forced the error from the big back rower.
Good result there from the Vikings, being able to hold on, creating that error. Just now they need to hold on to the ball, play down the right end of the field, get to a good kick, not try and do too much.
Well, it's been tough for Vikings in the second half. They had no real field position at all, as Jared Liassel's been driven back. Forlong back to Henry, and now to Taki. Taki just inside his own half. Here's Henry again. Kauli Lupo, Tanielu. It's interesting what John O'Paul said at the start of the game, that Tanielu's been one of their standouts, but he's finding it tough to find space now. He's a very good player, Josh Tanielu. Really shone at underage, the 20s for Akarana a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it's making sure that his insides and his outsides are still doing their jobs, trying to pull the defence off him so that he still has those holes, and then just identifying if they don't pull off, that there's space somewhere else.
There's an interesting spiral kick perhaps from Henry. Bounce could be critical here. Oh, it's nice here for Tony Kingeke. Good chase by Tanielu. And set starting just outside the 30 for the Leopards. And here comes Mikaile. He was all set to have a New South Wales Cup season for the Warriors back in 2020. Played a few minutes in the first game, and then the season shut down thanks to COVID. What's not shutting down here is this move here from Manuika, who's got the gas to score another really good try for Otahuhu.
Things are really starting to open up here for Otahuhu. They're playing with confidence, they're getting their offloads away, and like we said before, they're using that dry patch of ground to really open their legs up.
Yeah, well, Manuika, like most wingers, loves green pasture in front of him with no defenders. And Manuika, over he goes to score the ex-Tongan Sevens player. And off he scooted. And once he was in the clear, it was always pretty much a done deal, Charlotte.
Yeah, great awareness to just hug that sideline and really wait for that offload. Not kind of come in, not trying to do anything else, just waiting, letting his centre have a go.
Manuika just going over for his second try of the season. He hasn't played this is his 7th game. So he's missed 4. He's got some good depth there. And the outside back, Sav Otahuhu. Davita Mikaele not playing today. He's been going pretty well. He's had 7 games, 4 on the wing, scoring plenty of tries, but not required today. Here comes Stowers with a tough conversion attempt, but again, that's swinging wide. The score remains 24 points to 0 with Stowers 2 from 5 now on the night. And Manuika loving it.
Big thumbs up there.
Well, been a tough game for Bay Roskill now, isn't it? They're going to have to dig deep to 20 minutes to play.
Yeah, and I think the turnaround of having played on a Saturday to a Wednesday night is starting to show up as well. Talked about recovery and how they get their body right. It is a tough ask to have that turnaround, and especially in these kind of conditions.
Yeah, heavy ground, not easy as Jacob Paolo comes forward. Got some depth there. Paolo been around a while now. Guys like he and Gambi Fiao, they were former college mates at Otahuhu College with RTS.
Not bad calibre.
Exactly. Must have been a pretty decent rugby league team that year. Here's Hunt back out there now. Co-captain of this Leopards team with Toto Purcell. Here's Toto Purcell. Still loves playing rugby league, doesn't he, Toto? He's still only 26. He's been around a while now. He's spent some time at the Raiders when he was a young man. Here is Doyle. Now Fiao. Looking in good nick, isn't he? Gambi Fiao. Oh, he's real fantastic body. Physical specimen if he can get himself in nick, man. Here's the kick from Adams. Nicely gathered there by Jarvis Leo Seve. And the set starting just outside the 10. Fluid down and back play. I hope he's okay.
Looked like he might have been an elbow to the throat.
Yeah, great run from Tanielu and the offload there. Again, just showing us his potential. And it all comes unstuck. Liasso driven back. Henry. Now here comes Ware, who has to take a hit up. Was that Jared Liasso? It's Jared Liasso.
Both teams really not shying away from the contact. With only 18 minutes to go, they both don't seem to be tiring out there.
Here goes the kick from Kali Lupo. Straight into Kingeke. Again, the chase is good from the Vikings, but it's popped out the back for Doyle. That's unlucky for the Bay Roskill team. They've done many things well in this game, Bay Roskill.
I've really liked that it's been a free-flowing game. Both teams are just getting on with it. There hasn't been too many calls that have been made. It's working itself out.
That's Gambi Fiao at his best.
It's the specimen you were just talking about.
Exactly. What a great run from Sione Fiao. Tafua back from that knock to the throat. That's Doyle. Here's Stowers. This is Toto Purcell. Can he free the ball up? Back to Hunts. Here's Hunts powering towards the line. Oh, he's down. That's a great try for the Leopards. Several excellent tries in this game, and there's another one right there. There's no doubt when Otahuhu are on their game, they are going to be a team to watch down the back half of the season. 28 points to 0. What a great try. All started with Fiao, that rampaging run. Again, finished off expertly here. Some good skill here from Tohua Purcell. And then Hunt, he had plenty of work to do here, Charlotte.
He did. Look, there's about 6 people around that ball, and just the desire to want to put it down. I think he's had an exceptional game this whole game. He's run hard onto the ball every time from the beginning of the game, right up until now. Definitely been a standout for me.
Yeah, second try of the season. Got one last week against Papakura as well. And of course, a very, very exciting under-8, under-20s player back in the day with the Bulldogs and the Rabbitohs. A lot of guys in this Otahuhu team who have been in that kind of environment, that upper-level environment. Now Adams, new goal kicker. Same result, he's missed it. Antonio Adams, so perhaps one of the things that could be improved is the goal kicking. 28 points to 0 with 2 from 6. So 6 tries in the game now for the Leopards, and 4 of them coming in the second half.
I think a bit of fatigue is sitting in for the Vikings. They're not really adding numbers into the tackle like they were in the first half, and they're just letting Otahuhu dictate the speed of the game. They need to just tighten up that defense, slow down the ruck, and play at their speed.
Well, 15 minutes to play. There's Jacob Palo. He looks to bring some real purpose to his runs. Doyle. Tafua. That's Hunt. Now Doyle again.
This is a bit better here from the Vikings, as I said before, just slowing it down, really trying to dictate that ruck.
Yeah, as I touched on before, so there are many things right in this game. It's just key moments where they've either clocked off or Otahuhu have just got the better of them. And execution from the Leopards has been very good in this game. When they've had opportunities, they've taken them. As Fiao goes through the centre again, asking plenty of questions. He's a hard man to handle. Here's Doyle. Oh, look at the space out here for Adams. Running in to score another try, perhaps, is over. Yes. Is number 4 for Otahuhu. That's Emiliano Makaile. Another beautiful long-range try. Set up by the big run from Fiao. And unfortunately, the Vikings defence couldn't get back.
Yeah. Otahuhu are just playing with all confidence. They're not holding back, they're communicating. You can see it, their outside was on. It was a 3 or 4 on 2. Just to be able to draw. The defence were holding back then, obviously waiting for support to come on the inside. That didn't come. Just being able to capitalise off that. It was a beautiful play there from Otahuhu.
Yeah, beautiful try. 4th try of the season for Makaile. And look at the eyes light up from Adams here. Kylie barged over. Another try. That's a 7 in the game now. 5th in the second half. And Adams has been sacked as the goal kicker after one attempt. And now we have Fio Fainga trying to kick a goal here. Just trying to see if he's kicked any goals this season. He hasn't. Oh, hold on. Yes.
Oh, beautiful.
And now he's going to actually say to him, why didn't you give me the opportunity prior to that? So, Fainga goals, 34 points to 0. And the Leopards led 10-0 at halftime, so it's been a dominant second half performance for them.
It really has. I think those key moments that we talked about at the end of that first half, being able to cross over the line and make it 10-0, makes it a little bit easier to lead into that second half, more confident, start running onto the ball, and then it just has started to blow out.
Well, the Leopards are just going through their draw here to Charlotte. They've played Richmond, they've played Marist, they've played Howick, they've played Point Chev, so they've played all the top 4 teams. So Papakura are ahead of them as well, so their game's coming, teams below them on the table, so they might make a bit of a run of it yet towards the back end of the season. And look at their confidence really starting to show out now as Fainga clean through, and here comes Doyle again, and Doyle's going to finish it off. It's a hat-trick for Geronimo Doyle, and they're having fun now, the Leopards. Really starting to enjoy themselves. Positive body language, another try, and it's 38-0.
Just the leg speed that you're seeing across the board from the whole team in the second half. It's like they've got more energy than what they did in the first half.
Excellent try, wasn't it?
It was a great try. He had options inside and outside to make that pass. Obviously made the right one, went to Doyle, got closer to the sticks.
Well, very good day for Geronimo Doyle. He's actually, let's have a look here. 2 tries against Papakura. He's been the goal kicker as well. Hasn't kicked today. Stowers and Adams, and now Fainga kicking.
I also think Otahuhu have been really good with their subbings tonight. Every time they've subbed, the person that's come on has made a difference, has changed the pace of the game, has brought some intensity that was starting to lack. Just really good key moments.
Well, they have some depth, don't they? With guys like Leify and Kuya on the bench there. As Fainga converts that one as well. 40 points to 0. Very impressive second half from the Leopards.
It would give you a lot of confidence as a middle as well, knowing that you could go out, do as much as you can, and that your bench are going to come on and finish the job.
Still 10 minutes to go as well. So they're scoring a point a minute at the moment, Charlotte, in the second half.
It's not what you want to hear if you're a Vikings supporter, that's for sure.
That's absolutely right.
Stay behind the kick here, boys. Going well.
To be decimated by injuries. Touched on the captain, Justice Leo Seve, been playing for a few weeks now. Missing Zion Tanielu, Honitana Paia on the wing as well. Vogel, one of their key players in the spine, also ankle fracture in recent weeks. Tough couple of weeks for the Vikings. Here's Hunt.
I still really like the way the Vikings are competing. They are putting everything they've got into this game. They haven't slowed down. Look at that. That's the intent in their tackle. They've still been really good to watch.
Here's Leify powering through the middle again. It's been excellent off the bench. DeQ. Here's Adams with a little nudge. Bounces up there for Jarvis Leo Seve. Again, even though the Leopards didn't score, look where the Vikings are starting the set from. Pretty much on their own goal line.
Yeah, goal line in the corner, which makes it easier for the defence to compress and put pressure on.
Josh Tanielu. Again, looking to find a gap. He offloads nicely. Siu's got it.
Stand now! Not there, Willie, not there, Willie!
Carly Lupo. No gaps for him. He's hit hard by Jacob Palo.
I'd love to see the Vikings just be a little bit unorthodox in this time of the game. Just try something, maybe kick early, get those inside passes going. Just have a bit of fun with it.
Yeah, try something different, eh? Oh, Carly Lupo lost his footing just as the ball arrived. That's unlucky for the young fella. But it's a knock on, so the Leopards have got possession, full set, 20 metres out. Hunt. Back go the Vikings, pretty much onto their own goal line as Adams. Short little ball to Leafy again. Good tackle by Nixon or by Jared Liasso, a much smaller man. Here goes Tikiru for a drive for the line. He's just short. Stowers waits at dummy half. Here's Adams. There's Doyle again with a bit of shape that we saw. A lot of tries scored by the Warriors like that in their last game, and it pays off there for the Leopards. Manu Ika's got his second try, 44 points to 0.
Great long ball here from, as you can see, Doyle. Just a nice backdoor play to be able to give to him to throw that long ball, creating that mismatch. Great pickup, great dive. Couldn't ask for much more if you're a coach.
Absolutely. So Manuika, that's his second try of the game. And now 5 to play. The Leopards might be hunting 50 here. One more try. We'll just about do it if Mikaele, or rather Fainga, can convert this one. Poke one over from a similar angle. So let's see if he can do it again. Don't forget, at 8 o'clock tonight, folks, we've got our second game. It's channel change required, though, on Sky Sport Select. We're going to have that women's match between Manurewa and Tani Wharo. 44-0 it remains. So I hope you can join us for that game here at Te Aratu South Park. And yeah, it's a night for hot chocolates, isn't it?
Definitely is. Hot chocolates, hot chips.
Just something hot.
And gumboots.
And gumboots, yeah.
Stay behind that kick here, boys.
Tough game for the Roskill Vikings. They've been competitive in a lot of their games this season. Just the last couple of weeks have fallen, or last couple of games have just been, they've found it very tough. They actually started their season with 3 wins. They beat Richmond in the first game in their qualifiers, and Mount Albert and Hibiscus Coast. They've only won one since against the Glenora Bears. And there's a little error there from Leafy. He's unhappy with himself. Yeah.
I think that was a good call from the ref there. Nothing really in it. Still needed to have control of the ball to play.
3 minutes to go.
Head done.
Can the Vikings cook up here? Oh, Carly, in fact, that's 4 long.
How? 1, 2. Yeah, 19.
Solid contact coming in there on Vogel. Cody John Vogel. Henry picks it up to Mackenzie Cutter. Go open side. Now Kauli Lupo. Short little ball, but Jared Liasso has worked very hard since coming onto the field. Takes the tackle. Here's Tutaki. He'll have a crack at the line. Last play now for the Vikings. Carter's just going to try and barge over. It's a little messy. What can Kauli Lupo do here? He'll have a crack at the line. And he's there, the young fella. And they do get some reward finally. It's taken 78 minutes, but Sefania Kauli Lupo has got the try.
Just playing nice and direct there. Managing to get the offload away. Great footwork. spot some tired forwards, straight over.
Yeah, that's his 5th try of the season. Played 9 games for the Warriors SG ball team. 2 tries and 8 goals. And he goes over. Been in the Warriors system for a couple of seasons now. Went over to Redcliffe with the team when they were based there in 2022. Some experience at fullback as well. So Josh Tanielu is going to try and convert this try with about a minute left.
It's an exciting time here in New Zealand for our young boys coming through, knowing that we've got 5 teams in the Warriors next year, and that opportunity to stay at home and represent the Warriors and the team that they would have grown up watching.
Absolutely, yeah. Harold Matthews Cup, that's under 16s, and then into the SG Ball under 18s again, and then the Jersey Fleet team, the under 20s. And then the New South Wales Cup, and then the NRL team. So there's 5 teams, and then of course a women's team, hopefully, fingers crossed, coming the year after, as we see Tanielu converting the try, and it is 44 points to 6 here at Te Atatū South Park. Tough day for those supporters from the Blockhouse Bay, Mount Roskill region of Auckland. Yeah, I don't think the Leopards will be in a great hurry to get this restart going, but reminding you again, we've got round 10 action coming up at 8 o'clock on Sky Sports Select, and they won't restart. Very good win for the Otahuhu Leopards there. Easily their most comfortable win of the season. Really streaked away in the second half. 10-0 they led at half-time, and they've gone on to win this game by 44 points to 6. 9 tries at all. 3 to Geronimo Doyle, the fullback, 2 to the winger, Mavai Manuika, and other tries on the night to Whainga and to Hunt and to the Leafy powered over to, of course, score that first try in the second half. So very good day for, very good evening here for the Otahuhu Leopards, winning this game by 44 to 6. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this. Yeah, here we are at Te Atatū South Park, where we have the Otahuhu Leopards far too strong in the end for the Bay Roskill Vikings, winning by 44 points to 6. As we check out some second half highlights for you, and there were a lot of tries coming from the Leopards in the second half. This one here set up by Kaitafua, the hooker, and this unleashed Geronimo Doyle for his second try. They took the score to 20 points to 0. And the tries just kept on coming. Manuika here on the right wing, freed up and off he scooted to really stretch the lead by this point. It's the first of his 2 tries. Then they got one on the left-hand side. And it was Totua Purcell setting this one up for Jamal Hunt. And over he went next to the posts. Geronimo Doyle was really in the thick of it by now, and Adams is going to set this one up for Kaile, who went over to score that try. 32-0 that one. And then here comes another one set up by Fainga for Manuika. In fact, that one for Doyle, that was his hat-trick for Geronimo Doyle, and Warriors New South Wales Cup player this season. And then the last try of the game was Sifania Kauli Lupo, a Warriors SG ball player earlier on this year, going over for what would be Bay Roskill's only try of the game. The possession 50-50, and the incompletion rate's pretty good by the Leopards, 73, but line break 6-0 really emphasised why they won this game by that big margin, and 9 tries to 1 their effort tonight. All right, well, let's strike down to Charlotte Scanlon. Get some after-match reaction now for you.
Congratulations on a dominant performance. The second half, you guys really came out and started putting points on the board. What was said?
I think we just said to stick to our game plan. We came out here, we wanted to get through our work in the middle. We did a lot of that in the first half, and even though the points didn't come, I think a lot of the damage was done in the first, and then we just managed to pile on some points in the second.
How important is it to have someone like Doyle at the back of those kind of plays?
Yeah, he's a crucial part of our team. It's good to have him back after a couple of years abroad. Good personal friend of mine too, and we love him down here at Otahuhu. Awesome, thank you.
So a great day for Connor Totua Purcell, co-captain of the Otahuhu Leopards. Let's get some reaction from the Bay Roskill Vikings now with Charlotte.
Tough game out there. What will you be focusing on when you go back to training this week?
I think we really struggled with their middles. Our effort in the first half was really good. I think we were containing them, but like Connor said, I think that damage was done in the first half, and we really were chasing our tails in the second. We just kind of weren't working as a line on D, and their big boys just started to get over the line and just get some momentum. So I think that will be a focus for us as well. I think also just grinding through the season. It's been a tough year for us. We've lost a lot of players, and we're a young side. But all of that aside, we've got to take this as learning, and we want to build off this, just in terms of our attitude, keeping at it. And then there's some details in the game which we need to work on. I was pretty disappointed with my own effort tonight. I think my fifth and final tackle options with the kick and pass weren't sharp enough, and so that's personal learning, and as a team, thinking about building off that. So there's a bunch of things, but just sticking together and keep working. Yeah.
Thank you.
Shineth Henry there, the Bay Roskill captain on the night. So they'll live to fight again, the Bay Roskill Vikings, but all the spoils to the Otahuhu Leopards tonight. Stay with us, though, or switch to Sky Sports Select for tonight's 8 o'clock game, which is going to be the women's match between Manurewa and Taniwharo. We're looking forward to your company then.